Okay. Welcome everybody to the Comstock Shepley Meant for More call. This is a call that happens every week on a Tuesday evening. And we gather like this and have been for quite a while to just educate and come together and learn more about what we're up to. I am Gretchen Comstock, and I live in Essex, Connecticut with my husband Woody. We have 3 grown children. And I am a national marketing director with the Juice Plus company and have been with the company now for 16 years. And I said yes to the Juice Plus products and the Juice Plus company for one reason and one reason only, in that my children, my 2 teenagers and a college freshman, were giving me huge stress over the dinner table because they weren't eating what they needed to eat. And I was looking for a solution, and I couldn't believe it when a friend of mine introduced me to Juice Plus. Once I got the idea that Juice Plus was food in a capsule, I could not keep it to myself. It was something that I wanted to share with everybody, especially because of the program our company has in place, very committed to children, and it's called the Healthy Starts program, Healthy Starts for Family program. It used to be called the Children's Health Study, and I'm still getting used to the name, but whatever. It's a program for families to together create a healthier lifestyle through their nutrition. And tonight, what our call is called Aging Gracefully. And I know everybody on this line right here is aging gracefully. It doesn't matter how old you are. We all go through an aging process. But what I love about Juice Plus is when I realized what it was, I thought that I had found my fountain of youth. I was just so elated with this wonderful product. So I'm just going to give you a very quick overview of what Juice Plus is for anybody that's just taking a look at it for the first time or is learning how to share it with others, because it's a pretty simple concept. The first distinguishing feature, if you could compare it to other supplements out there, is that it's food. So we have Juice Plus. This is called our trio: Juice Plus vegetables, fruits, and berries. Okay, and the reason why we are different is that we are actually food. I'm going to hold this up a little bit. If you're on the screen, you can see it. The FDA recognizes us as food and gives us a food label. And we also have a certification from the NSF, which is the National Sanitation Foundation, which is a third-party validation saying that whatever we have put on this label is the exact same thing that's in the actual capsules. So we're looking at 30 different vegetables, fruits, and berries. Very, very simple concept. The other thing that I love about Juice Plus is that it went through the test, and I'm talking about a very compelling test. There's now over 30 studies done on Juice Plus looking at what it does in the human body. And I've got a list here, but my favorite study is ongoing right now, and it's being done at Tufts University. The results are going to be finished in another year, they say. And what it is looking at is aging in healthy adults. What Juice Plus does to help the aging process. And I know everybody on this call wants nothing more than to keep their health intact so that we can lead the life that we were given. And I always say that Juice Plus, helps us look good, live longer, and feel good. But here's what the research has proven from Juice Plus. When you take this trio, the vegetable, fruits, and berries, every day to help your diet be what it should be. A lot of us have trouble eating all those fruits and vegetables, certainly finding the quality and the variety. But it contributes to cardiovascular wellness, supports a healthy inflammatory response, supports quality of life in ovarian cancer survivors, reduced insulin resistance in overweight boys, supports lung health in smokers, supports healthy skin and gums, supports immune health, helps protect DNA, reduces oxidative stress. And it also has been proven to actually be completely bioavailable because it is food. So I always say I will take Juice Plus forever because it is food. It enhances my diet. I know that the research shows me what it's doing to my body, even though I can't feel really any of those things that are in there. I can't feel what's going on in my cell because it's at the cellular level that all of this is taking place. And the other products that we have are the omegas. These are fairly new. They've been on the out on the market for over a year now, I think. And it's a plant-based omega. We all need fatty acids in our diet. We don't make them. Most people get them from fish. What we're finding now is that there are contaminants in our fish because of all the plastics in our oceans and what's happening. But so we've bypassed the fish, and now the omegas are all plant-based, and they also contain not only the omega-3s, which we get from the fish, but they contain 5, 6, 7s, and 9. So it's the full spectrum. And we are saving the oceans because we're not raping the oceans of the fish. We're using the algae that the fish eat, and then we're taking the algae, the fish fat, but now we can take it right from the algae. So it's a great change and a real paradigm shift in looking at omegas. And then our last product that I'm going to talk about tonight is our wonderful Juice Plus. This is the vanilla and the chocolate Juice Plus Complete. And this is a vegan-based, gluten-free, non-dairy, low glycemic, vegan shake mix. And I know that many of you have tried this. It's delicious. It really became my staff of life because it's so easy to make a shake every day and get so many more plants out of the shake. And it is part of what we use for our Shred 10 program, which is a program we do every month together. The entire Juice Plus community participates in this. And this is just a 10-day healthy eating, a 10-day healthy eating program with using the plant-based Juice Plus products. So I love that. And the other thing I love about Juice Plus is because it's food and it's so grounded in safety, there are thousands of doctors, health professionals, everyone from an MD to an esthetician who love recommending Juice Plus to their patients because of its safety. And the last thing that distinguishes Juice Plus, and I want to say that a third of all the boxes that are shipped out to the customers that love Juice Plus or order their Juice Plus, these customers are these orders are from a doctor's recommendation. So I love that part. And then last but not least, and I mentioned it, the Healthy Starts for Family program, which is our company's commitment to really changing the life of future generations by giving the product for a child at age 4 through college, free Juice Plus if a parent or another adult sponsors that child. I think that's quite remarkable. So to get on with our other speakers, and I will just say at this point, I'm really excited about these speakers because all of us are in our, let me say, if you divide life in half, we're in the second half of our life. And when you take Juice Plus, you can live to 100 or 120 if you choose. So we're really just midlifers right now. And I'm going to call first on Taffy Knowlton. So Taffy, if you can unmute your line. Taffy is from Marblehead, Massachusetts. She lives with her husband, Gordon, who we're also gonna hear from in a second. And Taffy, her background was in, she worked in the venture capital, and she was a single mom for many years. And I love Taffy's, what she's going to tell you tonight, but I'll ask you, Taffy, to just really quickly give us your, why Juice Plus made sense to you and why you take it forever.
My product story. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, exactly.
So I had breast cancer in 2000 and really started to pay attention to the link between diet and disease. And at the same time, I had 21 years of colitis And it was so bad, I had to know where every bathroom was. I was going in and out of Boston looking for jobs. And it was a nightmare. My life was controlled by it. My kids didn't want to travel with me. And so after the third colonoscopy, the doctor said, there's really nothing we can do for you except for Pepto-Bismol and steroids. And I said, well, I'm not doing the steroids. I tried the Pepto-Bismol, it didn't work. And then I was invited to a wellness presentation. And I remember vividly sitting there thinking, oh my God, this is my health insurance. And I got on it, and in a week and a half, I no longer had symptoms, and they've not returned. And really, for me, what went off in my head was I really needed to have a high-functioning immune system. And I feel I am aging younger. I have way more energy, and I'm more active today than I was 10 years ago. I take all 5 products, the veggie, the fruit, the berry, the omegas, and the complete shakes that Gordon and I have for breakfast every day. He has 2. But the energy I feel is, well, I'll give you an example. This summer, I really was off for about 3.5 months. We went to the Arctic on a National Geographic expedition for 2 weeks. Then we came back. We went cruising on our boat for 2 weeks. Then we had a vacation with tons of family, and for another 2 weeks. Then we canoed on the Allagash in Maine for another week, a little over, and then flew off the grid to our log cabin in Maine for a week and got back on the 1st of September. So it's nonstop.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no grass
grass
growing under your feet. And Taffy, you told me it would be okay if can you tell everyone how old you are?
I'm 74.
You look phenomenal. Talk about aging younger. And then really quickly, you are part of our Juice Plus community by being a representative. Mm-hmm. And tell me what how you feel about that, and why you committed to that.
A couple of reasons. First of all, because of my experience, I had to share what had happened to me. I wanted others to know that they too could take charge and be proactive in their life for whatever reason. Everybody can use it. It's just food. But I think most importantly, 2 things. I really want to hang out with fun, positive, and like-minded people. Really big on the fun. And I wanted to be involved in something that really, truly matters. And it changes people's lives, and the education is just incredible that I get. And there's tremendous amount of self-growth and discovery. And for me, speaking publicly was really, I'd rather have a root canal. And also, I think, do you want me to talk about Lisa in Montana?
Well, just mention it, yes.
Yeah. So I have a niece, Lisa Follett, who is out in Montana, and she's developed an amazing team. And they've called themselves the Healthy Living Cooperative. And I am just so proud and impressed with the work they're doing in the community, and I absolutely love helping and supporting them. Also, I love the fact that I can help with my children's expenses. And then later, I have 2 grandchildren. I'm going to help my grandchildren with a college education.
So we're not talking about retirement here. We're talking about living life to its fullest.
Oh, there is no retirement.
Because you're nourished to flourish.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I'll go right to Gordon. Gordon Hall, he is Taffy's other half. And Gordon is from Marblehead, obviously. His career was in commercial real estate, and he is currently on the board of the Conservation Law Foundation. So, Gordon, tell us why you started your Juice Plus journey. Actually, can you tell us how old you are, Gordon? Because I didn't believe it when I was talking to you on the phone.
Okay, I'm 89 years old. And I was compelled to start on a Juice Plus regimen because there would be no peace in the family if I didn't. And in the process, I read all of the material that you guys have, and I began to think that it was a very plausible idea. And then I learned that Taffy was giving me twice what everybody else has on a daily basis. And when I complained and that was an awful lot of pills, and why is this happening? And she said, well, it's because you're so old. So I am on a double ration. I have found in vindication that I do not get colds, and I'm able to live a pretty active life. And my peers are not as lucky as I am, and some of it may be genetic, but I am quite convinced now that it's Juice Plus, that it's contributing a lot. As Taff told you, we do a lot of all kinds of things, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to continuing.
Oh, thanks so much, Gordon. And tell me what you feel about Taffy's involvement. I mean, here you are retired together and doing amazing things together with your travels and your work on all your boards you told me about. Does this get in the way, her involvement with Juice Plus?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. When she became interested in doing Juice Plus, she had a problem, which was that she really had a very, very hard time to even contemplate standing in a group of people and speaking publicly. Kelly Braun, who's on the call, I believe, nursed her along. And in the course of several years, she became a very eloquent public speaker. I sometimes wonder if that's good for me or not, but that's the way it is.
Well, there is something about this business that we call it a personal growth experience cleverly disguised in a business. And people do find amazing growth when you're involved in this community. Well, you are quite remarkable, Mr. Hall, and I am thrilled that you are feeling good and looking good and living so long with our Juice Plus. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for volunteering tonight, living very gracefully aging as you are. Okay, and we're going to go now to Roger Shepley. And Roger Shepley is married to Pam Shepley. So Roger is my brother-in-law. He lives in Dedham, Massachusetts. His background is in architecture. And I love Roger's story. He's got a great product story. And I'm going to ask you, Roger, to share what Juice Plus has meant to you over these last, 16 years.
Hi, everyone. On the subject of aging gracefully, anybody who's watched me play hockey or dance or cook in the kitchen would not say I'm very graceful, but hopefully I'm aging gracefully in certain ways. I was one of those skeptical husbands, partners, whatever, boyfriends, whoever you got. But I was approaching middle-aged, and I was sort of a weekend warrior athlete. I was working hard, and I was kind of falling apart. I had pneumonia 3 out of 5 years. I had high cholesterol. I was starting to gain a little weight like you do in middle age, and I was getting more and more injured playing sports. So I eventually woke up and started really taking a lot of Juice Plus and taking the shakes in breakfast instead of cereal. That's made a huge difference, and eating gummies instead of desserts during the week anyway. And so I really made changes in my diet, and that triggered me to make changes in my diet. And that triggered me also to be able to have a more healthy regimen in terms of exercise. So it all started to build and move. And then what really Juice Plus has done for me a lot is my wife became so successful, Pammy, that I was able to retire at 60. And the reason I really wanted to retire at 60 was because I had sat at a desk drafting for my whole career and then doing business development. And while I loved it all, I was tired of it and I wanted to be outside and gardening and exercising and most importantly, doing offshore sailing and sailboat racing.
I know, and I love the story of that. I love it. Tell everybody your last. Well, you want me to tell it?
Well, I'll tell them what I do.
Tell them what you do on the boat.
It's the one thing I like to talk about. So anyway, I've done one of the things I did when I started retiring was I immediately developed a major, Pammy's been through the ringer on this, but a significant cruising agenda and all these places I wanted to go, St. John's River, Broadmoor Lakes, Bahamas, and offshore races to Bermuda. And I've done twice now. I did it 2 years ago and I did it again this year, a single-handed race to Bermuda, 700 miles, 5 nights, and then a double-handed race back. And I certainly couldn't do it in my previous, 15 years ago. I just wasn't in the kind of condition and health that I am now. But it is a major conditioning effort to get ready to do it and to be able to race hard for 5 days by yourself offshore in heavy seas and deal with sleeping 20 minutes and doing all this stuff. And so I really would prepare quite a bit. I lift weights because you need upper body strength, and I do a lot of cardio exercise and yoga, Bikram yoga, and really try to work on my diet and my health and try to go into the race strong because it's very draining. I lost 10 pounds over the whole race. You don't eat a lot because you could have nausea and you're busy and trying to sleep. And power bars, Juice Plus bars, gummies, maybe that's capsules, and then some chocolate. And that's
it's like the desert runners.
Yeah, it is. You really all of it's training and leading up to it, and then you do it, and it's going to be draining. So you do what you can to sustain yourself while you're doing it, but what you really need is reserves to get you through it. And I don't know if you can see this, but low battery. But there's my spinnaker. You can't really see it. It's dark. It's dark. It's too dark.
I love it, though. Tell everyone what it says.
Why'd you lose me? Oh, you lose me when I talk. But here we go. If you can see it, powered by Juice Plus. That's my largest spinnaker. That's 4 spinnakers, and it's a lot to work a sail like that.
Totally awesome. Well, you are aging gracefully, Raj. How old are you?
I'm 64. And
that's incredible. On a boat by yourself. Yeah.
Sadly, when people see me, they say how old you are, and they guess I'm like 70 because I've been bald for so long. I feel young. I feel young.
Oh gosh.
And I'm doing young things.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And what about I know she retired you and everything. Has her commitment, what do you think of her commitment? I always love hearing from a guy, a spouse.
Well, because I was skeptical of the business as well as the product. My wife was a beloved kindergarten teacher, and now here she's selling some kind of pill. But over time, as she started making money and started to grow as a person, and she really became she's a powerful woman in business, of any business. Her neighbors, who initially kind of scoffed at what she was doing, now refer to her as she has an empire. She's done something amazing. So it really affected me. And now we go around, and it's part of aging gracefully. It's sort of a lifestyle thing, and I help her. 2 people can talk about Juice Plus much better than one, and it helps validating having a spouse that's supportive. So if people wonder what I do, that's kind of what I do. But
tell them about how you like our Juice Plus friends.
And the other part of it is, as you get older, you've had friends forever, and sometimes you sort of, your interests change a bit from everybody's. And Pammy, meanwhile, has grown this community of like-minded people, health-oriented people. And I like those friends a lot better than a lot of my old friends.
It's so true. We're going to the conference in a few days and or next week. And I was asking Woody how he felt about, the conference, and he goes, I love it. It's it's really fun because I love all the people that are there. It is the part of this business that is so unique, is the caliber of people that are attracted to it and who you find. And I love looking at all of right here on the screen. Okay, so thanks, Raj.
Thanks, Greg.
And last but certainly not least, I have my business sponsor, the woman who I bought my Juice Plus from that I had never met. She was a total stranger. I was referred to her from one of my good friends. And this is Susan Wittenbach. And she is from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and also Grand Haven, Michigan during the summer months. And Susan's background is in interior design. And she is a mom and a grandma. And I love Susan's story because I kind of feel like she's my, I call her Mama Susu, because her Susu is her grandmother name. And to me, she's Mama Juice Plus. So Susan, thanks for wrapping up our call with your wonderful story and wisdom.
Thank you so much, Gretch. Thanks for inviting me. And it's wonderful to see all of you. I love the Zoom and connecting. And I also want to welcome my David's cousin, Carol Drempf. Carol Wittenbach-Drempf is joining us tonight as a brand new distributor, but I haven't taught her Zoom yet. So anyway.
Welcome to her. Thanks.
Thank you. And for me, the whole Juice Plus experience is about quality of life. And I have been in the business for 25 years as of September, this past September. And a classmate told me about it, Cynthia Gompers, at a 30th class reunion. So I was just almost 48 years old at the time, really busy with my design business. It was my own business, so I wore every hat, and volunteering and family and tennis and all of that. So at the reunion, I couldn't hear about it, and that happens sometimes, and when you're around a lot of people and that kind of thing. And Cynthia did a really wise thing, and she said, could I call you in a week or two? And I said, sure. And she called and I said, what is it? What is this stuff? What are you talking about? And she told me fruits and veggies in a capsule. And I went, wow. And I had this flash of my kids feeding Brussels sprouts to the dog under the table the night before. And I thought, my family needs this. Now, I was not looking for another business. I didn't have another room for another pea on my plate, really. Life was busy like it is for everybody. And I said, how do I get it? And she said, well, you can be a member and for $50 a year, or you can, I can get your commission. I said, no, I would love to do that. And I called my friend, my dearest college friend, who lived in California, Nancy Glenn. And at that time, we weren't talking about all these fruits and veggies, as, it was in like 1994, and we knew about it. Our grandmothers knew about it, but I called Nancy in the healthy state of California, and she was busy and too busy, but I got her to a boot camp at Lake Tahoe, and she loved the community and fell in love with Juice Plus and the people. And I think it was about community that brought us together, and we affirmed each other, and we became, in 4 years, we became national marketing directors together. And it's what Jay always says, to find a buddy. And then the next year, David retired from Steelcase. And so he was kind of home, and we had a cottage, and he wanted to travel and visit our kids. And my design business wasn't working for me because I was really grounded in Grand Rapids with clients and showrooms and all this kind of thing. And so we worked this business, and it's incredible quality of life, time, freedom. And I guess I had just been diagnosed with breast cancer as well. Forgot that story, and this gave me health freedom. I kept working right through my treatment, and it just gave me, again, quality of life physically that way. And I've always been on a personal growth track. I was design major, but sociology minor, and I always appreciate the personal growth that this business is a vehicle to practice the kinds of things we can learn about being a better person and applying that. And I actually went to it was called Hoffman Process in Wisconsin for 10 days and met Candace Corson there, who is an MD from Yale, and many of you know her and her incredible wisdom. And I spoke with her and said, are you open to hearing more about this? And could I call you when we get home? So Candace is another wonderful friend that I made on this journey. And then, of course, Gretchen came into my life through her friend. And I have to say, that was a really busy time of life for me. My mother had lung cancer and was very ill, and I was taking care of her. And my daughter Kim was being married in Chicago, out of town, a destination wedding where she was living. And my daughter Carrie was giving birth to my grandson Skylar in Phoenix. And it was all from a May to September kind of thing, a lot happening. And Gretchen joined me, and we connected as just good dear friends, and understanding, I think, on the phone. And we finally met at a conference in October. But it was just, it's such a blessing. And I think what I want to say is that the quality of life for me has come, with these friendships. And in 2012, my dear husband, David, was unexpectedly diagnosed with glioblastoma, a brain tumor. And he was healthy as a horse. We were in Hawaii and having the time of our life, and he was getting these headaches. And we found out that we had this brain cancer. And like we say, the unexpected happens in life. And life has been full of the ups and downs, the highs, the joys, and the pain. And I don't know what I would do without this business. It was grounding for me. And when David was going through treatment and we'd be at the hospital all day, I'd come home and touch my business, because it was a safe place and a healthy place and a strong place to be with friends and family. And so I just say the quality of life is been, and the support and the fun with the people. I look forward to conference. I'm so excited to go see everybody, get the hugs and give the hugs. And I think it's the connection. I'm just the connection and contribution and grounding and love that we get from doing the business. And I think that all helps age gracefully when you're involved in such a way that lifts everybody up.
Oh, that's so beautifully said, Susan. I know that the reason why I love what I do and do it a lot, because I know it matters, is mainly due to the fact that you were such a great mentor for me, as far as allowing me to find my way and do it gracefully and not worry about some of the things that people start to worry about.
Yeah.
But I'm going to end this with something. I read a book a while ago by Chris Crawley called Younger Next Year. Some of you probably know of this book, but he says, live strong, fit, and sexy until you're 80 and beyond. We've seen that tonight on this call. And he says that there are three things as you to continue to live vitally into your second part of your life, you need three things. It's around diet, it's around exercise, and then he says the third thing is commitment. And he says, what I mean is you have to be involved with other people. You have to care about something, especially after retirement. You have to dig in and take hold, or things can take some bad turns. It's hard to specify exactly what this might be. It's personal, and it really doesn't matter, but there has to be people that you care about and a reason to keep yourself alive. If not, you'll die. So I love our Juice Plus community because I know it gives people that, as Susan said, that community where we can all do more and have more and become more as a group and individually, while we're changing an untold number of lives. So I appreciate all of you for listening tonight. And Pammy, if you want to stop the recording, we can all say goodnight together. And thank you, Gordon.